Yo, what's up? What's up, y'all? It's your big bro, Bob, Unc the song. I want to tap in with y'all again, you know what I'm saying, on this beautiful day in LA right out in here in LA right now. Sun is shining, you know what I'm saying? And the last video, well, I ain't gonna say it's the last video, but on one of my videos, um, people been commenting on it because of what I was talking about on there. I was just talking about how I think it's better to pick the one that likes you over the one you like. And some women chimed in. They got in the comments, man, and they got at me. You know what I'm saying? But I say I appreciate it though. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate the conversation because I believe that with conversation comes understanding. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to just I'm not here to be right. I'm not trying to be right, but I'm just stating my opinion on how I see things and giving my perspective. And if you disagree with that, well, by all means, let's have a conversation. Because I believe that's how we get real understanding. You know what I'm saying? So with that, it brings me to something that's been on my spirit to speak about, and that's just like, so in that video, I was saying that what I said, women are emotional and men are logical. This is not to say that women don't think. They're not thinkers. Women do think, and you got men that's emotional too. But I guess I can't even think of the term on how to use this. But I think that when it comes to men and women, where we differ at is we have different capabilities on how we use, our attributes and the things that was given to us. So the reason why I say men are thinkers, because God created God created us in the image of Him. You get what I'm saying? So um, God is a creator. He manifests things and makes things happen. And I believe as a man, I have that same gift. You know, I'm a creator. I manifest things. I'm a thinker. I can get a vision or imagine something and think about it until I make it my reality. Now, women were created, came from let me go to the book of Genesis. The first woman who walked the earth. So in the Bible, I'm not trying to I'm just going by the Bible. In the book of Genesis, the first woman that was on the scene was Eve. And where did Eve come from? Eve came from Adam. God took part of Adam's rib and somehow created Eve, which is I say one of God's greatest creations was a woman for sure. You know what I'm saying? But see, the thing about, or what I can say what happened is when Eve came to, Eve made an emotion and a decision out of emotion. Hold on, let me take my glasses off of this because it's gonna get deep, right? This is just where my mind goes, right? When I read the Bible, Book of Genesis, this is what I got from it. Now, I could be wrong, but that's the beauty about the Bible is we all have our own different opinions. You know what I'm saying? And we can discuss our opinions till we get understanding. You get what I'm saying? So all right. God told Adam, not to eat from the tree of life. He said you can have everything. You can have everything here. Everything. Just don't eat from the tree of life. Do not eat this apple. Okay? Eve heard that as well. But God told Adam. And see, I caught this. My mom told me this because, like, when I was reading the Bible, I didn't catch that part. I thought God told Adam and Eve, but I'm gonna get to it. Check me out. Like, so the serpent went to Eve and made Eve feel some type of way about God telling her that she couldn't have an apple. So then she ate it. And I'm just, and I know for anybody else that's watching this that, yeah, I know what it really is, but we just gonna keep it PG-13 and say the apple, okay? That might be another video. We'll see. But we just gonna keep it PG-13 and say she bit the apple because the serpent made Eve feel some type of way about God Almighty, Yahweh. She felt some type of way because of the order that he gave, right? So after she ate the apple, then she brings it to Adam. And then instead of Adam telling her, no, I will not eat this apple because God told me not to eat it, instead, he eats the apple too. And then after he eats the apple, that's when God shows up. See, I when I was reading Genesis, I didn't catch that part. It took for my mom to tell me that God told Adam. So I said, oh, okay, well, that makes sense then. That makes sense. Why God didn't show up. That makes sense. Why God didn't show up after Eve ate the apple. Because he didn't tell Eve. He told Adam. So he gave Adam a duty. Adam was supposed to protect Eve from the serpent. But he failed. And because he failed, we still in this situation today. Because of that sin. Because of the sin that they committed, we all are born into sin. Deep. Gets deep. Now, so for me, this is what I say. I'm not going to even ask. This is what I think. I think that the serpent went to Adam because, I think the serpent didn't go to Adam first because he knew that, or the serpent knew that Adam wouldn't go against God because God gave him a direct order. So the serpent knew not to go there. But he went to Eve because Eve, let's just say the serpent can control her emotions and make her feel some type of way about it emotionally to make her eat the apple. That's just how I look at it. So today's world, I look at it the same way. This is why I tell my young boys, my young bros, I'm telling you that we as men have a duty to protect our women, not just from the physical, but we got to protect her from the spiritual too. Just like God gave Adam an order, we have that same order. There's more duty on the man to take care of the woman and protect her from evil, protect her from the serpent, just as we protect her from danger and from harm. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that, but this is the reason why I say men are logical, women are emotional. This has been going on since the beginning of time. Now you can argue with it. You can leave me the comments. I'll answer to them. But I hope what I'm saying makes sense. I hope a bishop or a pastor sees this and comment on it to let me know, like, am I getting it? Do I get it? Or am I lost? Because if I am, help me out. Because like I said, I just want understanding. That's all I want. You know what I'm saying? So to the men, this brings me back to my next point. We are the closest thing to God for the women, for these women. This is the reason why God makes man the head. But first, a man has to submit to God first before you can expect a woman to submit to you. See, I didn't understand this earlier in life. When I was in a relationship, I'm thinking I'm running things and I'm running it my way. But guess what? I didn't submit to God. You know, I didn't submit. I wasn't led by God. I wasn't a godly man. I wasn't reading the Bible. I wasn't praying. I believed in God, but I was just moving my way of what I thought I should be doing. So how can I expect to lead a woman righteously if I'm not right? So now I have that understanding. I have a better understanding of what I'm supposed to do as a man with a family, with a woman. Not only am I supposed to protect her from danger, but I'm supposed to protect her from the enemy as well. So by me submitting to God, I'm led by God. Therefore, I can lead my family, lead her and my family in the right direction. Spiritually. So this is why I give this message today, because this world that we're going into, I hear I watch these podcasts and I see men try to, they tell men how to get the girl, but why go after the girl if you're not even right yet? Because if you're not right, you're going to waste time anyway. Just ask somebody who knows. If you're not right with God, if that woman didn't come from God, that woman is not meant to be in your life. She could be another distraction. Because I also read in the Bible that only God can give a woman with understanding. And I can honestly say that's what I need today. I need a woman with understanding. You got to understand me, because I'm not like most men. I don't go by the status quo. I do what I feel is right, which is right under God. That's how I move. I'm not in this world that they creating and they want man to be, the husband, wife, and let the woman have her career and she be the one in charge and all that. I'm not with that. I'm not going to be a part of that world. I will not be. They want to. It's like they setting it up to where it's like the woman is the head in the household, and man, no. I'm not. I'm just not with that. I don't knock it. If that's what you do, that's what you do. I don't knock it. But I'm not with it. I'm not with it. I'm going to go the biblical way. The way that God intended for it to be. The way God wrote how it should be. It's in the Bible. Man, I sound like I'm preaching. And I'm not even trying to. But I'm just trying to share some of my knowledge with y'all. My understanding with y'all. Because this world that we're going into, men, we have a duty. And I'm seeing a lot of these young boys today. You're fearless. You're fearless. But I just remember being young and I was moving. I didn't really have the guidance. And because I didn't have that guidance, I was dating, messing with different women, wasting a lot of time. So y'all know what what your uncle do. You know what your big bro do. I give y'all, share my experiences with y'all. I share my testimonies with y'all to help save you some time. Which also helps you save money. Because like I say, women are expensive. And why spend money, all this money on the women that you're not even meant to be with? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's in the Bible. You can just read it. You notice how I say, I think, and I heard a lot of other men say, I think things are supposed to be this way. Sometimes I can say, I feel, when it comes to music, I believe, because see, even music is spiritual. So when I make music, sometimes I can think and have an idea of something, but when I'm creating, it becomes a feeling. I'm feeling. But when I hear women talk, all the time I hear, I feel. Women are more connected emotionally. That's the reason why they have intuition. They pay attention to certain details and certain things that they can see that we might not be able to see all the time because we always here with it. And women can, it's a feeling. So man, I just want to share some of this with y'all, man, because it was on my mental to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I made that statement. Differentiating men from women in that aspect, just because I believe it's been going on since the beginning of time. There's a reason why the serpent chose to go to Eve first. It's like I already knew that Adam wasn't gonna go for it. But if he got his woman, make his woman do it, and then Eve come to him. She probably they was naked in the garden, so it's like he probably looking at her body and looking at her crying, and he like, oh man, I got you. Yeah. But then God showed up, and God like, yo, I told you not to do that. And God showed up after he ate the apple, not when Eve did it, because he didn't tell Eve. He didn't give her the duty. So just think about that. That when you're dealing with a woman, you are the closest thing to God for her. Because she put her trust in you. She trusts that you're going to protect her. She trusts that you're going to lead her. She counts on you to make things happen. When something goes wrong, who do they come to? The man. Who has to fix it? The man. Now I know that, I know things are different now, where it's like women are taking care of things, and I salute you. But see, I wasn't raised that way. I was raised different. And when I talk to my young guys, my young boys, I put them on the same type of game. Nephews, cousins, just family. I put them on the same type of game. We have a duty to look after our women. Not just in the physical, but in the spiritual as well. All right, so I'm going to just leave that with y'all. I'm interested to see how y'all going to comment on this one and what the comments be about. I try to respond to everyone. Because like I said, it's about understanding. But I ain't going to hold y'all up, man. Peace and love. Do great. Stay blessed. And locked in. Stay locked in. Let's go.